Hello and welcome to the Utah Hockey Podcast. My name is Michael Wolfe, and I'm here with my always clothed co-host, Cole Bagley.
You can count on that.
Yeah. We are here in studio just one day post a Mammoth win.
7-0.
Double meaning. 7-0
Yes.
win in Anaheim against the Ducks. Lots of goods in that game specifically. Not necessarily a whole bunch of goods in the games before. So we're going to talk about, obviously we're going to talk about last night and all of the good and all of the great things that happened last night. And then we're going to pick it apart a little bit and talk about some of the recent happenings in the community and I last night has me feeling good today. Mm-hmm. And that's the nature of being a fan in a sport where you have 82 games in a season.
Yes.
Is that
especially in the NHL.
Yeah, especially in the NHL
it's
where
so streaky.
Yeah, it's very streaky and you can, I don't know, I feel like you just kind of react to what's in front of you. And what was in front of us last night was a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, probably, I don't know if it's their best win in franchise history, but it's probably top 3.
Yeah.
To score 7 goals, get a shutout.
That's the biggest win in franchise history, a 7-goal win.
Yeah, I think their previous was 6.
Yeah.
6-0.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. The goals came and they just kept coming
stop.
from players that don't usually score in some cases. Because, I mean, you had J.J. Peterka scoring 2 and assisting 2. He had a great game last night.
Gunther scored.
Yeah. But Cole and O'Brien added goals. Krause added another goal.
Yeah, he's got 3 in the last 2 games.
Yeah. How about freaking Lawson Krause lately? Yeah,
I mean,
a bright spot.
Absolutely. I think he's got 12 points this year.
Yeah.
So nothing like incredible in terms of points, but where he adds so much value is in energy, in effort. You know, I pointed this out last night. He's just been Mr. Reliable, I think, in terms of consistent energy, urgency. The third line has arguably been the most. I know I'm using this word a lot, but the most consistent, and a lot of that is they know their role, right? A third line is usually a checking line.
Yeah,
it's a line that's going to come in, that's going to be energetic, that's going to press hard in the offensive zone, that's going to hound the other team on the forecheck, that's going to play physical, and they've done that all year.
Yeah.
But additionally, they've also continuously put points on the board. Not a ton, but enough to keep Utah in games, and it's just he has been one of, I think, the lone players on this team to give 100% every night.
Yeah.
And that's been rare. Unfortunately, this season that's been rare.
It's funny because during that initial streak too, I think we were like, where are the points for McBain and Krause?
Right.
When we
and I'm still asking that question on McBain.
Same. But Krause since then, I think late in that streak, picked up a couple points, and since then has just been there every single night.
Yeah, this season he has proven why he's the associate captain.
Yeah.
He's not going to put up. I don't even know if he's going to put up 50 this year. I think he's going to get close to that. I think he'll be somewhere between
Yeah. And when we were talking preseason, that's what we said we needed. We needed like 45 or 50 points out of Lawson Krause last season gets us to the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
So 45 or 50 points out of Lawson Krause this season.
Yeah.
It's great.
The biggest thing is just being that veteran presence in the room, keeping his head on straight, playing with confidence, playing with energy when nobody else has. That to me, that's the biggest issue this season. It's not a skill issue. It's not that this team isn't good enough.
The pieces are there.
Yeah, the pieces are there. They've got plenty of skill. They've got they've got plenty of guys that can go and put the puck in the back of the net. But when the confidence is low, there's no urgency, there's no energy. But as we've been talking about, Krause has been someone who has consistently provided that. And I think and during a critical stretch, right? They lose 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
They've lost 13 of the last 18 games.
Yeah.
That's tough to when nobody else really consistently responds to do that every night. That says a lot about his character. Yeah. And I know a lot of people were kind of wondering where that was last season. Well, you're seeing it now, and you're seeing why he's the associate captain. You're seeing why he's such a critical part of this team. And that's been refreshing. And I think that to me was such a important piece of why they won last night in the manner that they did. It's because his line got it going.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely got it going initially, and then, I don't know, things just fall into place when you have the grind line guys playing well.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for defenders too. I just the depth defense, because depth defenders are often guys that get criticized a lot. But Ian Cole showed up last night.
Yeah. Honestly, I think he showed up all season.
I agree, yeah. Because he's not especially depth defenders, you're like, can you just defend? Can you put your body in front of shots? Can you hustle? Can you not get beat really bad every night? He's also, I feel like in this last stretch,
he's got 16 points.
I know. And
11. Sorry, 11.
Yeah, and he's kept himself relatively out of the penalty box.
Yeah, he's only got 16 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see, who's Cooley has 22, McBain has 32. That's a team high.
Yeah.
Sergachev has 18.
And for a
Cole has
defenseman,
less minutes than Sergachev.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, and for a defenseman, where your job is not to go and pick a corner like he did last night.
Right.
Your job is not to always make that crazy outlet pass that he made to Gunther last night. But he obviously played well last night. Everyone played well last night.
Yeah.
But his job is to put himself in front of shots, not get beat really bad, kill penalties. And he's been doing that pretty well this season.
Yeah, these are the two anchors of the team this year.
Yeah.
Austin Krause has been the forward anchor.
Yeah.
And Ian Cole has been the defensive anchor.
Yeah, weirdly, the honorable mention for anchors, I have watched games in person quite a few times this year and watched every game where they're aware that I'm not at, and Michael Carcone is playing his
underrated
tail off
he is
this year.
Yeah, he's
hustling, using his. He's not a huge guy, but he's putting people into the boards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's chasing down pucks. He's getting icing calls called off, and he's putting the puck in the back of the net at a decent rate. For a guy that's playing on the third and fourth line, it's anything that you can really wish for. Carcone has been
he's got 10
really
points,
solid this year. Yeah,
4 goals, 6 assists. His plus minus is +4. He is playing very good, and what a story. I mean, in exit interviews this last season, that was like the most interesting that day got.
Yeah.
Him walking in and being like, hey, yeah, like, we're not going to see eye to eye and I'm going to move on. And all of us were kind of looking around like, oh, all right. Like, that was interesting. And good for you, right? Like, you want more. You think that you can go somewhere else and contribute more. Good for you.
Yes.
Like, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, the offseason did not go the way that he anticipated.
We had a weird offseason. I think everyone did.
I think he tried to bet on himself, and there really wasn't a lot of interest. And he came to a realization of, the type of player, I guess the type of role that he could play. And he understood that, look, Utah's a good scenario. These guys will bring me back, and as long as I do what they ask me to do. And that was a phenomenal mindset to have, right? Like, you can't go, down that path and recognize that, hey, look, there might not be as much interest as I had anticipated, and then not, kind of swallow your pride, eat some humble pie, and go back and say, look, you know what? I was wrong.
Yeah.
I want to play for this team. I can contribute for this team.
And it's the guy that scored 21 goals 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. But what has he done? He has come in and he has played his tail off, and he has, to be honest with you, I don't anticipate that this was the role that he was going to play this year.
I don't think at all.
I think he was going to be a healthy scratch.
I think
most
the
nights.
expectation was that, obviously you're expecting to be fully healthy.
Right.
So you're expecting Kerfoot to be in. And that's really the guy that would have pushed most of these guys out of the lineup. I can't imagine that they were thinking he's going to play 21 of 24.
Right.
And then also produce like he has.
Yeah. No, it's been fantastic. This is, like we were talking about with Krause and with Cole, there have not been a lot of
26. He's played 26 games this year.
Yeah. There have not been a lot of players for Utah this season through 28 games who have shown up for all 28. And I would even argue that most of the team has not showed up 100% for 20 of those, maybe even pushing 15.
Yeah.
Carcone has played in 26, and I would say all 26 he's shown up and given 110%. And that's commendable. So, yeah, honorable mention to him. Krause and Cole, I think, have been the anchors, and Carcone, honorable mention as an anchor as well. It's so funny. Energy is just such an impactful piece of hockey.
It is.
And I mean, maybe even another honorable mention. I mean, he's only played in 9 games. Liam O'Brien, I think, has been fantastic when he's played. The team is 6-2-1 when he's on the ice. And I know that there's a lot of people who are like, oh, he's just not that skilled. He knows that.
Yeah. You think he does? You think he doesn't know?
Right.
This is a guy who in the offseason trains with Nathan McKinnon and Sidney Crosby and Brad Marchand. You think he doesn't know who he is?
That's like us and Drop-In. Like, we're aware.
It is me and Drop-In when I go and play it really anywhere, but especially at the U when all the University of Utah players show up. It's a huge skill difference.
Right.
But I can be effective if I know how bad I suck and I know what I can do.
Right.
And Liam O'Brien's somebody who showed up and
he
knows what he can do.
He knows his skill set. He knows his ceiling. He knows what his role is. He knows how to play impactful hockey.
Yeah.
You know, and that was demonstrated last night against Anaheim.
Yeah.
Where he is finishing every check. He is getting under the skin of multiple players. Yeah. You know, he baited Johnson into taking a penalty.
That's what I was going to say. One of my favorite moments of last night is he is kind of like nagging Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Not like
off the face off.
Not like trying to fight him necessarily, but
bugging him.
Just bugging him a little bit. And then Johnson goes over for a fight, and O'Brien's like, "Nah, I'm not going to fight." And then Johnson grabs his helmet from behind and gets a penalty, and then we score on that ensuing power play. Like that's the kind of stuff
recognition.
You need.
Because he recognized Johnson was headhunting all night.
Johnson is huge.
He's huge.
O'Brien's not going to win that matchup in a fight.
Johnston absolutely bulldozed Sean Dursey earlier in the game.
Yep.
And then I think he hit Stenlund and a couple other guys.
It was a good hit.
It was a good hit.
Yeah. And then I think he cross-checked Stenlund in the back.
Yes.
And broke his stick on his back.
Yes. And there was a couple, I think he hit Carcone. He kept hitting people. He was clearly frustrated. And I think Johnson that's more his role, is to be an enforcer.
He's 6'5", and I think he has, did I see that he was looking for his 12th fight last night?
Jeez.
Of the season?
Yeah.
Or so it was, I don't know. It was, he's fought a lot.
He's an enforcer.
Yes.
That is his role. And Liam recognized that, hit him a couple times, gave him a couple, jabs with his stick. And I think that face-off, he was chirping him a little bit. Yeah. And he pushed him, and then then Liam got pushed, and Johnson's like, let's go.
Yeah.
And then Liam's just like, no.
I don't want to fight right now.
Nah.
That's the kind of like pest behavior that
they need.
Yeah, like O'Brien's not going to be a guy who's going to be a top line pest like a Brad Marchand.
Right.
Or even like I think of other pests like Brady Chuck, both the Chuck brothers, really like guys who are just going to get under your skin and then go score a goal on you. Even though he did do that last night, he's not that guy, but he's one of those guys that will play. This is fresh on my mind just because we hear this guy talk all the time, but like a Tyson Nash kind of role.
Yeah,
where just not a guy who's playing
Biz.
top line minutes. Yeah, Biz, great example. And
there are plenty of those guys in the league
for that.
There's plenty of those guys in the league.
Yeah, can you come in? Can you be a little little gross, and then every 10 games just like putting a goal or getting an assist? Yes, you don't need to do anything crazy.
You are an Energizer bunny.
Yeah,
because like I said earlier, energy is so impactful in the game of hockey.
Yeah,
because as we've seen, when Utah plays with energy, top to bottom for 60 minutes, they win those hockey games 9 out of 10 times. Yeah. But when they don't, you get the result of San Jose, where you lose 6-3, or even the night before, where you lose 1-0 to St. Louis. That is what happens to this team. And so I really like when Liam plays. And again, I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, he's just not that good. Again, he knows that. But he is very good at certain things.
I've seen way too much. Yeah. Why is Liam O'Brien on my hockey team?
Yeah.
I'm like, why was Biz ever on a hockey team?
Right.
Why was Tyson Nash on a hockey team?
Right.
Why was Darren McCarty ever on a hockey team?
Right.
Like, these are guys that are going to go in and be a little nasty for you.
Yeah.
This is guys that you want. Not like I said, not everyone can be Brad Marchand and play top line minutes and then also be just an absolute rat.
Right.
But you need depth guys who can go and just be pests.
He is perfect on a fourth line in the NHL.
Yeah.
And
especially a guy that you can scratch when needed.
Right.
Like I don't think I'm advocating for Liam O'Brien to play every single game. But when you need him, when your back's up against the ropes and you scramble all the lines and you are scratching guys who at the beginning of the season, if you said that Barrett Hayton and Brendan Tanev would be scratched in the same game, I'd be like, something's gone seriously wrong.
Which it has.
And it has. But when your back's against the wall, when you're calling up rookies and all this stuff is happening, you're on a really bad skid, he's a guy who can come and bring some energy for you. Yeah. And Lawson Cross has turned into one of those guys who is more of a grind line, but he showed skill this year.
But here's the value of Liam as one. You talked about it a little bit. How many guys in the NHL are going to be totally fine with being scratched most nights?
Yeah.
Not a lot. I can tell you Matias Maccelli wasn't happy about it.
Yeah.
There's plenty.
And all credit to him, Michael Carcone wasn't happy about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you be?
No. But Liam accepts that role.
Yeah.
And he's happy with it, and he understands it, and that doesn't shake his game at any point. You could scratch him 50 games straight, and he'll come in at 51 and play exactly as he would if he played those previous 50. You need those guys on your team.
Yeah. You need them on your roster.
Yes.
And to come at games like this where we were going in to play the Ducks, I was like, this might be the last straw for something crazy to go down.
Yeah, it could
for
have
some
been.
major change to happen. And it still could be.
Yeah.
Like, we're not talking
we're
about
not out of that.
Yeah, the 7-0 win over the Ducks is amazing and fantastic, and we're talking about it, but
it doesn't erase
it does not erase what's
fully.
happened.
Yes.
And we'll in a minute we'll just get to kind of the problems from last game, because there are them, but you just need a guy like that.
Yes. And
I love guy's going to drop sick merch and be a great person and then go just
who you don't want to see him get injured, but he can put his body on the line.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily want to see Lawson Crouse put his body on the line so much. I mean, yes, in certain situations, but what I'm saying is Liam can go fight 10 times in a season and you're okay with that. Crouse, it's like 2-3. Like, you only want Crouse to really step up when he needs to. Whereas Liam, he can fight at any point and it's fine. So tons of credit to Liam O'Brien. I love
every
the guy.
time he scores a goal.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Especially because he has 2 goals this season
in 9 games.
2 more than he's had. Yeah, the dude is pure goal scorer. He's the Carmelo Anthony. No, I'm just kidding. But the goals that he has scored are just perfect Liam O'Brien goals. That just ricochet and he steals it from the goalie, and it's great.
So he has, let's see, how many points does he have? So he has 2 points. He has 2 goals, and that is. I'll just compare. Let's just compare to some of the other players on the roster. Jack McBain has 2 goals. Kyler Yamamoto has 3. Barrett Hayton has 3. Sean Dursey, I'm not going to count Sean. Simashev played in 24 games. Obviously, he's a defenseman. He just had a point. Brandon Tanev has not scored this season. It depends on who else you want to really consider. Mikhail Sergachev just has 3. Marino has 1.
Yeah.
So, like, the fact that in 9 games he's got as many goals as some of these guys, or very close, he's doing what he needs to do.
He also doesn't care how he scores.
No, he doesn't.
And not that any player really cares how they score, but he knows how he's going to score. He's not sniping you from the slot.
No, they're dirty goals.
He's not. Yeah, they're
ricochets.
They're gross and they're weird.
And I love it.
They're fantastic.
That's on the brand. That's on brand.
Yeah,
that's what he needs to do.
Yep.
Let's talk about the lines last night. I think this is a good segue.
Yep.
What did you like? I mean, obviously they were very different than what we've seen. Here, let me pull them up really quick.
I think that setting Paterka up with Keller is a really fun combination.
So here, let me read these off.
Yes.
So top line, Keller, Schmaltz, Peterka. Second line, Boot, Cooley, Gunther. Third line, Krause, McBain, Carconi.
Yep.
Fourth line, O'Brien, Stenley, Yamamoto. And then defenseman, Sergachev with Marino, Schmidt with Dursey, Cole with Lamoureux, and Vejmelka in net. A lot of changes.
Yeah.
I want them to stick with these lines until it doesn't work.
I agree. I like this.
The exact same roster for Vancouver, and if it works, do it in Calgary.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost I just wish somebody was kind of advocating for Daniil But to play up on the second line just for like this for a while, because that would have been. I just love Daniil But.
Yeah,
and he didn't have a bad game last night.
You didn't see a
goal.
Good game. A good game.
Yes, he had a good game. Obviously, he's massive.
He's huge.
So anytime
you can't miss him.
Yeah,
6'6".
You also, it's so hard to get the puck around him.
Yeah.
Like multiple players, I think, recognize, oh, this is a rookie's first game. I'm gonna walk it. Like, welcome to the NHL, kid.
Right.
And he was just like, boop.
Yeah.
He's huge.
It's
so hard to get the puck around him.
And I think that he didn't get an assist on Gunther's goal because he didn't touch the puck. But the pressure that he inserted in the neutral zone that forced the defense to kind of pinch the way that they did, and then just his body, he got in the way and almost generated a screen for Gunther to then fly into the zone, and then the defenseman pinched a little bit too high, and got caught. Gunther went right around him and scores on the breakaway. Like, it's been that last night was awesome to see. On Boot, we can talk about a little bit more about his game.
He had 2 shots.
Yeah, 2 shots, 2 hits. Plus one.
Yeah.
Solid.
He played 11 minutes and 40
He almost
seconds.
scored, too, in the third period.
He did.
There was a puck.
I was so mad.
I don't know if it was a rebound or what, but the puck came to him. I don't know if it was in the low slot, but he set a one-timer, and he almost caught the goalie sleeping.
Yeah.
And scored. And I was really hoping, because I wanted to see you have to buy a sweater. I think you still should.
Dude, I was so excited.
You still should.
We won 7-0. It feels like here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave that offer open.
Okay.
For the rest of the road trip.
If he scores on the road trip.
If Daniil But scores before they get home.
Okay.
I will play. I will.
And if he doesn't, if he scores by the end of the year.
I still will probably do it.
You should.
I'm a huge
Daniil
Daniil
But jersey
fan, dude.
would go so hard.
He's also number 19. Like 19 is that's my favorite player of all time. One of my favorite players of all time, Steve Yzerman. Like, that number's awesome.
Yeah. Didn't Shane Doan wear 19?
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's a good number. It's
a great number.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I like it. So back to the lines really quick.
Yes.
All 4 lines scored last night.
Yeah.
I liked to see it because it was every single goal was on brand for every single line. Okay. Yeah. Keller, Schmaltz, and Peterka put together one of the most gorgeous plays of the season. Tic-tac-toe passes.
Yep.
They knew exactly where each other were. They attacked with speed. That was such like a first line goal. Keller and Schmaltz playing the way that they do, the chemistry. Yeah. And my favorite part, my wife actually pointed this out. Yeah, I posted that they scored. I shared the goal because it was incredible. And she's like, my favorite part of the goal is that when Keller passed to Schmaltz, he 100% expected Schmaltz to shoot the puck, but then he saw Peterka trailing on the other side and whipped it over to him, and Keller was put in the spin cycle. He turned around and didn't know where the puck at. That's when you know there's a good play.
Yeah.
But that was good to see. Cooley and Gunther, they are best when they're generating turnovers and attacking off the rush and transition. Yep. That's exactly how Gunther scored. Yep. The third line is best when they are hounding the defense on the forecheck. They're generating turnovers in the offensive zone. They're getting to the net. That's how Krause scored.
That drop pass from Carconi.
Oh, filthy.
Yep.
And then the fourth line, similar. Harsh on the forecheck, scoring greasy goals. That's exactly how O'Brien did it. So I really like those lines. I'd like to see them keep those. I understand it is weird to have Barrett Hayton scratched. It's
really hard.
That's a tough one. And then Tanev too. Not that he's an unscratchable type player, but like you said, if you would have told me at the beginning of the season that both Hayton and Tanev would be scratched in a game and Utah would win
7-0, scratched.
Yeah. And then Utah would go on to win 7-0. That's crazy. But right now, it is about winning hockey games.
Yep.
And whatever it takes to get there. And so if those two need to sit up in the rafters again, you have to do it. You have to do it.
Yeah.
Let's really quickly talk about Boot's game. And I want to highlight Lamoureux as well. What did you like that you saw from Boot?
I mean, I think I kind of already said it, but he doesn't possess the puck super well quite yet, but his shot looked good on the couple shots that he had, and he's a really solid defenseman. Like we talked about this before in the KHL, they didn't actually want him playing it. Like he didn't play a massive amount of offense, even as a forward. His game was fairly defensive. And the KHL is like that. It's really physical. It's a very different game. And you're playing against all these old Russian guys.
Yeah.
But I thought he brought a lot of energy. His
positioning was good.
His positioning was solid. He wasn't getting walked by anybody.
No, he was physical.
And the Ducks have quite a few players who are very capable of doing that.
Yeah, he had a good stick.
Yeah. That's probably the main thing I noticed is that he just, like I said, he just wasn't letting guys get past him with the puck.
I think he's smart. As I said, I think his positioning was good. He didn't look lost out there, which was kind of an issue in the preseason. At times he looked lost.
Definitely.
I think he was very self-aware. He put himself in dangerous positions. And there was, I think it's going to come with time and confidence. He does have good handles. And we saw that, I think, on his second shift, he entered the zone and dangled his way through a couple of defensemen and then laid it off to Cooley or Gunther on the left wing. He's capable. It's just going to come with time.
I like that line.
I do too.
Yeah.
It's not the kid line anymore. It's like the baby line.
Yeah.
Someone called it that. And I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, just children out there. Just having fun.
But really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that line.
He brings an element to that line that Peterka can't.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of it's just his size.
Yeah. He's
a big body.
Yeah.
That's what they gave up on the kid line, was just size. And you put a 6'6" Russian monster out there.
Yeah.
Good things are going to
happen.
happen.
A tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good screens are going to happen.
Yep.
And then he can also just absolutely fire laser beams. Like Gunther and Cooley can feed him on the one-timer too, which is exciting. So, great debut for him.
That's Cooley's strength too.
Yeah.
So if you just put Cooley out there with a couple guys he can just feed.
Yeah.
That's and I think that argument can be made for Peterka, but once again.
Well, it's going to open up space for Gunther too, because you get a body in front of the net like that, they're going to have to respect that. So a lot to like. I hope that Boot is here for a good while and that he can start producing.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to just kind of give a shout out to Maverick Lamoureux. That was, in my opinion, that was his best game in a Utah uniform.
I agree.
Even going back to last season.
Yeah.
And the difference was simplicity.
Yeah.
He got himself in trouble a lot in the preseason by trying to do too much, by pinching too much, by trying to be too offensively engaged, and leaving too much space. And, teams were cashing in on counterattacks and rushes and transition, and whatnot. Yeah. He was very good because he just played to his strengths. This is a first-round pick from 2022.
Yep.
Last night, you saw that. I have not seen that level of play or production, whatever you want to call it, from him until last night.
Yeah.
Because he's not a Cale Makar. He is not an offensive defenseman, but he is a true defensive defenseman, and he can at times, as we saw, get involved in the offensive game. He took a couple shots. He assisted
a really
Ian
good
Cole,
primary assist, yeah.
But his head was on a swivel all night. He was smart. He was sound in his positioning. He moved the puck really good. That's something he struggled with last season, and it comes down to confidence. Yeah. He was not confident moving the puck.
He exited the zone really well last night, the defensive zone really well last night, because that was something that he really had a hard time last year getting the puck out of the zone. Everyone did.
Yes.
I think there's quite a few problems.
Yeah,
he was good.
He was good on the breakout for sure.
Yeah. But he wasn't making poor rookie decisions.
Yes.
Trying to exit the defensive zone.
Yeah, and I shared this quote from the Tucson head coach Steve Potvin during the, I think it was the rookie showcase. Utah had a horrible rookie showcase. Pretty much every one of their prospects looked terrible.
It was very bad.
Lamoureux struggled immensely in that. And after the game, Potvin basically was like, look, Mav has good energy, and he's a very talented player, but he needs to simplify his game.
Yeah. And
he kind of had to stop himself because it was very clear that he was frustrated with the way that Mav played.
Yeah.
And Mav has done exactly as he's been asked to do. Simplify your game. Because when you simplify it, you're a very good defenseman. And so, again, I love what I saw from him. I hope that him and Boot can continue to play this way because obviously it sparked something. They've got energy. They're hungry. They want to prove themselves.
Yeah.
Those guys want to show that they don't want to go back to Tucson, especially Mav. He does not want to go back. He wants to be here and stay here.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But really good stuff. Boot had a good NHL debut. I thought Mav had a great season debut.
Yeah.
For the Mammoth.
Let's just quickly, and we don't need to gloss over it, but quickly just talk about some of the issues last night. Still, the power play didn't look good.
No.
Though we were 1 for 4. And the one goal that we had was a 3-on-1 off of a break because
just a rush.
Yeah, we were up.
Yeah.
I think at that point we were still at 5-0.
5 or 6, yeah.
And if you're up 5-0, it was 5-0. We scored our power play goal when it was 5-0 in the third period with 10 minutes left, and they were being super aggressive, and we still almost let them score.
Yeah.
They had a couple really good opportunities to score, and Vejmelka was
played out of his mind.
But yeah, absolutely played out of his mind.
That may have been his
night.
best performance. I mean, I'd almost say that was even better than the Carolina 49 saves or whatever it was.
Yeah, he played really, really well, and we got lucky on a couple situations. There's a couple times where it seemed like they had a layup and
just couldn't finish.
Maybe they hit a post or the puck was just being weird and it was moving in our direction.
The most ridiculous quote last night was was it Henrik Lundqvist that was on the TNT broadcast?
I can't stand national broadcasts, but I'm not sure.
I think that's who it was.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure.
But yeah, still the power play.
Yeah.
Still not doing what it's supposed to. We still are not moving the puck well when we still before last night, I shared this stat on X. In the last 17 games, I said 15, but it was 17.
They shared that stat in the game last night.
Really?
Must have seen your post.
They must have seen it. You're welcome. We had as many shorthanded goals as we had power play goals in 17 games. 2.
And their power play during November was like 5.7%.
5.7% over the last 15 games. 5.7.
Yeah.
That's not acceptable in any way. So we just glazed the team for the last 20 minutes. We can be a little hard on them now. I feel like we've racked up enough points that we can now say the power play is buns. It is so bad. It is the worst in the league over the last 15 games.
Yeah.
5.7% is just atrocious and is completely unacceptable when you have this many good players.
Yes.
When you can play
it's exactly what they said on the
Keller, Cooley,
broadcast.
Sergachev, Paterka, Gunther, and then you could put Krause in the middle and have him like there's no excuse.
They should be top half. Absolutely.
Bare minimum, you should have a 15% power play, but really you should have like a 20% power play.
20 to 22.
If we had
every
over the last month,
every 4 or 5 should be going in.
Yes. And if we had over the last month a 20% power play, me and Cole are just over the moon right now. There's no problems. We're fine. We could pick apart some of the bad things.
They probably would have won 4 or 5 more games.
We would have beat Dallas.
Yeah.
We would have beat San Jose. We wouldn't have lost 1-0 to freaking the Blues when we had a 5-minute power play.
7-minute total, yeah.
That was one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So while we're just being very positive, yes, Vejmelka played out of his mind.
Yeah.
Yes, it was really fun watching Boot. Yes, we scored 7 goals and they didn't score any. It was awesome. If we look over the last couple weeks, there are things to pick apart and there are things that just have not been going right.
Yeah, and
that need to be fixed.
Let me look at these stats really quick. I shared them when they lost to San Jose. Okay, so after the loss to San Jose, the Mammoth had the 7th worst save percentage, .875, the worst power play percentage at 13.2 for the season, the 6th worst face-off percentage.
It's a cop-out to say for the season.
Yeah, this is still bad.
Still really bad.
Still the worst.
Still so bad.
Still the worst.
I think they're second to. I think they're second to last over the season.
After last night?
No,
they were they were the worst power play in the NHL last night.
Not surprised.
I don't know
atrocious.
I don't know if that goal put them over, but they were the worst in the NHL after the San Jose game.
They still last night were 25%, which is like, it's good. That's where we want to be.
The 6th worst face-off percentage, 47.3. The worst record over the last 10 games, not counting last night. This was after the Sharks game, 2-5-3.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend until this happens more than one time. We're gonna pretend like it
Right.
After we just spent the whole first part of the podcast.
Right. The majority of the podcast.
The majority of the podcast.
Yeah, no,
Still.
It's good to be excited about last night. I think there was a lot of positives, as we've talked about, Boot and Lamoureux and Krause and O'Brien. But this team, the most important thing right now, they have to replicate what they did last night.
Yeah.
And as I said to start things off, it is a choice for this team to win hockey games. It is not. They don't lose because they're bad. They don't lose because they're the Nashville Predators and they're just a bunch of old guys who can't hack it anymore.
The Nashville Predators are bad at hockey?
Yes. They don't lose because they're the Calgary Flames who don't have a good player outside of Kadri. They're not losing games because they're bad.
You saying Jonathan Huberdeau isn't good? I'm just kidding.
They're losing games because they have been actively choosing not to play with energy, urgency, and heart. That's as simple as it is.
Yeah.
And so moving forward, they have got to play with more heart. And to point out the power play, it felt like they switched units last night. I'm almost certain that the top unit, at least that's who came out on the power play, was Krause and Carconi and Cooley, Gunther, Dursey, and I don't know, is that 5? It wasn't like it wasn't.
Daniil But was playing on that.
Yes, he was. That's who it was.
It was But, Schmaltz, Krause, Carconi, Dursey.
That's who started the power play.
I know, and I was like, what are we doing here? What is this? I don't even care what we're doing. Just do it.
I like it. Punish that top unit. Keller and Schmaltz and
Keller,
whoever
Cooley,
else.
Peterka, Gunther, Sergachev.
Punish that unit.
Yeah.
Because they're playing the majority of the minutes on the power play.
Yeah.
It's not like 50-50. It's probably 60-40 or even pushing towards 70-30.
Yeah.
You punish them.
You hear those names with 5.7%. It
not
just
okay.
makes you throw up in your mouth.
It does.
There's no reason for that to be the case.
I like it. It sends a message. Guess what, guys? You're not playing well.
It's also not a good power play unit.
Yeah.
There's no size on that.
No.
There's not one of those guys, and they do. Like Cooley will go in and be in front of the goalie, but you look at that 5-minute power play against the Blues.
It was dead.
There was a whole stretch where we actually possessed the puck in the offensive zone, and not one player went in front of the goalie. On a power play. Yeah. On a 5-minute power play. You don't have a player blocking out the goal, like setting a screen in front of the goalie so that shots have a much better chance of going in. How is that even possible?
Right.
I don't understand why Lawson Cross or Jack McBain aren't on that top line going to screen.
At least Krause.
Get in front. Yeah, I think Krause.
McBain's just not producing right now.
He's not. I would much rather have Krause on that top line.
Put Boot on the second.
Yeah.
Size.
Yeah.
Bodies.
Boots on the second. I say you switch Krause and Peterka or Krause and Cooley or just whatever you think, whatever skill players you want to pair together. I mean, maybe you even say switch Krause and Keller. Then you have Schmaltz, Keller, Boot, Carconi, Dursey. I don't know. I'm not a coach, so I can complain and also not have the exact solution.
I picked apart Utah's power play after they lost to Dallas and again against St. Louis and compared them to the Stars because that's the best power play unit in the entire league.
Yeah.
They're at like 32%, which is ridiculous. It's literally almost...
Also not sustainable.
No.
But ridiculous.
But
clearly it's working.
It's been sustainable through a quarter of the season.
Yeah, I guess maybe I'm wrong.
And what they did well is they circulated bodies. They moved players, which then pulled defensemen out of their, it caused defensemen to step up high and push forwards down low.
Yeah.
They're not going to be as defensive minded as a defenseman, obviously. They got bodies in front. They switched positions. They moved the puck, which got the goaltender moving. It got him screened, and the puck went in the net twice against Utah. That has to be what they're doing. But like you said, right now, all that's happening is their zone entries are terrible, and they're not moving. Keller sits on the right side. Gunther sits on the left. It's so predictable. They just give it to Sergachev, and they wait for somebody to open up. Teams know it's coming. You can't just, here's Sergachev, okay, feed Gunther. Oh, it's not there. Go back to Sergachev, okay, over to Keller. Oh, there's nothing there. There's no bodies in front. It's predictable.
Yeah.
And guys get in front of shots. They clog passing lanes. They clog shooting lanes. And the puck ends up going back down the other end 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
And then 20, 30 seconds comes off the clock. It has to change. It has to change.
It has to change. Yeah, I agree.
And so we'll see. We'll see if they again, I don't know if it was just like a matchup thing, but the first unit that came out for the power play last night was not Keller, Schmaltz, Gunther, Sergachev.
I like the Jurassic change.
I do too.
Of let's change the lines.
Yeah.
Let's bring up a player.
Right.
Let's scratch some unexpected guys. That's how you light a fire.
Yes.
So, I mean, I feel like Bear's getting a lot of criticism. Hats off for what he did last night.
Yep.
And let's just see if it's let's see if it's replicable, because who knows? Maybe we play tomorrow and maybe it's not replicable.
Right.
Maybe we see the same team on the ice that we saw against Dallas. Maybe it's the same team we saw on the ice, which actually that wasn't even a terrible game, but I would say St. Louis or San Jose are a lot better examples of things that just didn't go well.
Do you have time for a quick mailbag roulette here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go down. We're just going to fire. First one, what makes JJ Peterka so special and elite compared to other elite players in the league? First of all, I don't know that he's an elite player yet. I think he's a very good player.
Really good young player.
Yes. Yeah. What makes him good is his speed and his shot. He has scored from ridiculous angles so far, and he is at his best, I think, when he's flying up the ice. That's the way that he scored the other night. He's a very good transition player who can attack quickly.
Yeah.
And he's got a deadly shot.
Yeah,
So,
when he's a willing passer, he's a much better player too.
yes.
When he's willing to forgo bad shots and dish like he did last night,
Yeah.
he took good shots and he also had 2 assists. Like he was everywhere. So
Yes.
yeah.
What nickname are we rolling with this season for Daniil But? Cheeks or Buttercup? I love Cheeks. That is such a good nickname. Just
The child in me loves it.
hard stop. That's it for the rest of his career.
What was the other one?
Buttercup. I think Cooley called him Buttercup when they gave him the
I kinda
big
like
hat.
it, yeah.
But then Ian Cole, like they were like, "Oh, what'd you think of Boot's game?" And
Yeah.
Ian Cole goes, "Who? Cheeks?"
Dude, Cheeks or anything with butter that's great.
Dude, Cheeks.
Cheeks is so good.
It's so good. It's so good.
I'll ask him. I'll
Okay.
send him a DM and I'll ask.
Okay.
I'll see what he thinks. I'll be like, which.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you know, if you get a Daniil But jersey, customize it and put Cheeks on the back. That would be so money.
I would, but I like the 3-letter name on the back of my jersey. It's so cool.
Cheeks would be elite.
I think I'm more on the side of Buttercup.
It's a good either way.
Even if it was just Butter, that's such a good name.
But Cheeks is so funny.
Okay, tell us what you think.
See,
Butter or Buttercup or Cheeks?
I like the nickname to be like kind of not like a jab, but like a little bit of a chirp.
He likes it to be a little inappropriate.
No, I don't.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Not inappropriate. Just I think it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Do you wear wigs? Will you wear wigs? When will you wear wigs? That's from Utah Hockey Club. Club, if you get me a wig, I will wear it on the show. Okay? That's my commitment right now.
I love that commitment.
That is.
We need a Jaromir Jagr, like 90s mullet wig for Cole to wear on the next podcast. You heard it, Brandon.
Mammoth Greg, does the Anaheim victory get this team back on track, or is it a Band-Aid and the underlying problems still are not fixed?
Gosh, I think that's 100% a we'll see. Like we said this entire thing, like, is this replicable? And not is it replicable as in, are we going to win in every game for the next couple games 6-7-8-0? No. Are the good things that happened replicable, and can we still fix our power play? It's a question on the power play. If our power play was better, we would be winning more games, but it is not better still. So
the biggest, as we talked about, the biggest issue to me is effort, energy, and confidence.
Yeah. It's also like when they're home, do you invite me to the game and like have me sitting behind the goalie? Because I have seen both hat tricks that have happened at home from pretty much the exact same area. So it's like, do you do that? Like, do you try new things?
Yeah.
Continue.
Next question from Colton. Do you think Hayton being scratched is a one-off, or will it lead to the team looking for another C in the trade market? First half of this question, I will be surprised if they don't scratch him again, because it worked.
Same.
It worked. That is so critical in hockey. There are plenty of scenarios, plenty of situations where good players have been scratched during hard times and the team wins and they keep them scratched, because what works.
Yeah.
And you have to roll with it. In terms of the trade, the team looking for another C in the trade market, I think they need to.
We talked about it last time.
Yeah.
I would love to see Hayton rebound,
Right.
but yeah, we're missing center depth.
To me, he is a third line center.
I would love for them to try out Kraus McBain Hayton line.
Yeah,
with him as a third line center.
Although, but I mean, I do like Kirk Coney as part of that.
Same.
So I think they should be looking for a top 6 center as the trade deadline approaches.
I've got to imagine Ryan Smith's like, so what is this people being frustrated thing? Because it's happening now.
Yeah.
Let's get somebody.
Yeah. If Matt plays like he did last night and Simisha bounces back in the AHL and moves up, do they make a move and trade Mata?
I think that you're gonna have at some point this season you're gonna have a log jam on the defense, and you're gonna need to move somebody.
I mean, I think the easiest move is you drop DeSimone down to the A.
That's true.
That's probably the most likely move that would happen.
Yeah,
is you just drop him down to the AHL. He'd have to clear waivers. There is a risk that he wouldn't, but. If Lamoureux and Simishev are playing that well, you absolutely bring them up. You keep them up, and then you have to move on from, because DeSimone's on what, a 1-year contract, like $775 AAV.
Ryan O'Reilly for Nick DeSimone, 1 for 1. Who says no? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and we don't know.
Not sure.
That to me would be the more likely move.
Yeah,
I don't really think they need to make a trade for defensemen.
We don't need to make a trade for a defenseman, but if we could package somebody and find a way to get some forward, mostly center depth, that would be, I think, the move that would be more likely.
Yeah.
But
and then one of the last questions is, who is responsible for the power play?
The coach.
Yeah.
The coaching staff, because as easy as it is for fans to just say it's the head coach's fault, there's an entire front office and organization that is running this.
Yes, and certain coaches are responsible for special teams.
They're in charge of the pairings.
Yes.
I think it's a pairing problem, because you look at that top line power. I think it's a pairing problem, but and maybe it's a coaching, maybe it's what they're doing in practice, maybe it's the drills they're running. I'm not sure.
If you want a single person to be,
if you want a head on a stake, no, I'm just kidding.
I can't. I don't want to single anybody out. I think it's a group issue.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting to be like, well, who is it more of? I would say the coaching staff, because like we talked about, they decide who's out there.
Yeah.
They decide the strategy. They decide the techniques. They decide how to play. But at the same time, the players are the ones playing the game. They're the ones who have to give better effort. They're the ones who have to put the puck in the net. So collectively, everyone, but yes, if we're going to say who is it more on, I'd probably say the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And that's why we've seen some changes, right?
Yeah.
That's why I think that they punished the top unit last night and brought them out second. Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So that's it.
Try new things. And we'll see what happens over this next week, and we'll be back next week with more. So thank you so much for listening. Obviously, I think just to close out, I want to just send love to our captain, Clayton Keller, and everything that's happened over this last week. He's played through the loss of a parent, and a parent who was very, very much a part of his life and a part of his hockey journey. Somebody who helped him fall in love with the sport, and then played at his hometown rink the day after it happened. I just think I think Cole has something to say about it, but it just shows a really, really high level of character, and
leadership,
and leadership, and I just my heart goes out for that entire family having to deal with that. I don't envy that situation, but that would be the worst day of my life. And the fact that he came out and wanted to be with this team, I think it also shows the chemistry and the friendship that's happened in the room. It says really, really good things about that when he wants to stay and play. So
the moment that stood out to me over this last week, like you said, echoing everything you said, to lose a father who was such a integral part of his hockey journey, the memories. Yeah, my dad, so much of our relationship is based off this game.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was the same for Keller. But the moment that stood out to me that really not only tugged on the heartstrings, but I think was a perfect illustration of the leader that he is when Cooley got hurt in St. Louis. Keller picked up Cooley off the ice, put him around his shoulder, and with Tanev, they carried him to the bench.
Yeah.
In a moment where Keller is the one that needs to be lifted, to be carried, to see him carry his teammate in that is just, I don't know how to describe it. Just an incredible leader.
Yeah.
And I think Utah's Mammoth fans are very lucky to have a guy like that loves his team, is willing to lead his team, cares about his team, and in moments of hardship and sorrow for himself is thinking of others. That is a captain. So that's, thoughts, prayers, condolences go out to the entire Keller family. Unimaginable, but he has just showed so much this week.
Yeah. Yeah. And I hope to see some of I don't know. I think you've seen the players rally around him.
Yeah.
I think what's fun in times of need for him is just to be around them and to be having fun playing hockey.
Yeah.
So
to see him smile last night,
yeah.
was big.
I don't know if you saw, but the NBA elf, he's at all the Jazz games.
Yeah.
During Christmas, he dresses as an elf. The Great Elbow on Instagram. He was at the Ducks game last night.
Oh, was he?
And Keller looked up and saw him on the Jumbotron and just started cracking up. Just pointing to everybody. You could read his lip being like, that guy's at all the Jazz games.
That's so funny.
And he's done that elf at Mammoth games as well. So it's just, it's cool to see him smiling and doing what he loves. And hopefully we see more success and see some more Keller smiles in the next couple games and for the remainder of this road trip. And we'll be back to evaluate how the remainder of the road trip goes next week. So thank you for listening. Catch us on KSL Sports YouTube, Spotify, Apple, anywhere where you listen to your podcast. But if you're not on Spotify or Apple, what's wrong? Cole, Spotify
YouTube?
or Apple?
Oh, Spotify. What age?
Wrong.
What did you get a Spotify Wrapped or no?
No, I get Apple.
Did they do
whatever it's called? Yeah.
What was your age?
What do you mean?
Spotify does an age.
Oh, he doesn't do that on Apple, I don't think.
So you're just telling me why Apple sucks.
I will say over the last couple of years, you can just see kids songs creeping into my top of the list. And Let It Go from Frozen was in the top 5. And I was like, dang it.
So my wife and I share a Spotify account.
Yeah.
But obviously we have 2 little boys.
That's illegal. Spotify come after them.
Yeah. We have 2 little boys. And so similar to you. So it was funny because our Spotify age was 68. But then our top album was the K-pop Demon Hunters album. Oh, and then my
Spotify age would be Vietnam War vet age. Because I listen, my top artists were the Rolling Stones, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I was top 6% for Post Malone.
Wow.
But I'm 68, apparently.
Yeah. No, I listened to this last year, it's just been all 70s rock.
Yeah.
It's great. So, and also, last thing, we're supposed to be done. Congratulations, Cole.
Thank you.
Publicly announced, Cole's having another boy. They're going to be a family of 5 and 3 boys, and just congrats to...
Had to go for the Hattie.
Yep. Yeah, the hat trick of boys. Are you hoping for a girl at some point?
Well, I was hoping this was a girl, but we'll take the boy.
Yeah. Man. Well, congratulations.
It'll be like the Hughes brothers.
Yeah. I hope
that's my retirement plan.
Yeah, honestly, that's my I hope they can get me tickets at some point. That would be great. That would be ideal. Thank you for listening. We'll catch you next week.